What's up, everybody? This is the Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. Hope everybody's doing well. Anyway, um, wanted to talk a little bit about the January 6th political prisoners, hostages, and just kind of some of the reaction from people and stuff like that. Um, I talked briefly on my last podcast about having just one side of the argument, but I mean, it's not even like one side of the argument, but it's just like one. It's you can tell when somebody just watches whatever kind of news or whatever kind of person that is not really objective. You know what I mean? Because they say the same thing, the same talking points, all the same stuff, and it's like, but then, God, like you know. I think you could kind of go, trying to think of an example here, but like you could, I think, like I could understand why some people who, I don't know how, let's see, maybe they believe that, okay, maybe they believe that Trump orchestrated this and trying to take over the country and did a insurrection and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, maybe you think that from all the stuff. Okay, that's fine. But to think that with all the incidences or all the crimes that were committed that day, all the individuals, what is it like? It's over 1,000, right, or something. To see that they haven't they've been in jail for 4 years. Why are they upset about them getting pardoned? Like, I don't understand why they're so upset about it. Like, they think that these people are so evil. Now, some of them douchebags and we're trying to cause problems? Yeah, I'm sure, But it's just kind of annoying when they don't have their own opinion. They have the opinion of what is being told to them by the news and everything. So I have this friend. I don't know how much I can call him a friend. I haven't seen him in forever. But I mean, I can still call him a friend. We're friends on Facebook, right? So, and he's a liberal guy. I remember when we worked together, we didn't really talk about politics, I don't think. Maybe a little. But I didn't really care. He's like 10 years older than I am, roughly, I think. Yeah. Well, no, 9. 9 years older than I am. And so we talked about mainly, I think, like movies and stuff like that, the other things that we had in common. So we both worked as Department of the Army police for a military installation. And so that's where I met him and worked alongside him and stuff. And, I would love to see him in person. The only thing is like, man, I don't know how much would be with politics and everything, though. It's going to come up, it's going to cause. So it's hard to say, but I still love the guy. I know he's a smart guy and all that kind of stuff, but I just think that he watches some of the stuff too much. And he always accuses me, oh, you're watching Fox. Like, I don't watch Fox, man. I don't watch anything. I mean, it's like I don't watch anything. I've said it before, people, there's content creators that watch all that stuff and break it down and show you the clips from everything. So it's like I don't watch anything, but I watch everything at the same time. It's kind of difficult to explain for those that do the same thing, for those that don't, I don't know. But I think it helps keep me informed and not, tainted, or I don't know. It's like, it's more, I'm informed, but I have some more of my own opinions. Now, to be fair, I've tried watching some straight up liberal content creators, but again, they don't exist because they're just the same crap. It's like they're really just trying to push that agenda. I mean, when they are trying to push things that are just blatantly like, what? It just makes no sense. It's kind of, you know what I mean? Now, I don't watch YouTube creators that are straight up conservative or nothing. They're objective. But they, like me, just kind of, with all the crap going on, you just slowly start to go to the right, and you know what I mean? And you start to align with the Republicans and conservatives and stuff, and it's crazy. Um, but anyway, so I read something, or I don't know, I listened to something or whatever, and they were talking about I didn't know there was that many people that were in prison for January 6th. I thought it was like 70 or something like that. That's what I thought, So that's how much I'm not really, like, I know about it. I'm not like I mean, I do a little bit of research in here and there, but I remember working as in law enforcement and security and stuff. Like the law aspect of it was really kind of boring to me. I started a degree in what's it called? I can't remember what the degree is called now. For law enforcement and everything they get into. But it's just really, I just was like, oh, I don't know. I don't have a good attention span, and it was just really boring to me. And I ended up changing it. I changed it a couple times. Dang, what is that called though? I can't even remember what that's called now. But anyway, so it's just not super interesting to me, right? So, but all the stuff that's kind of going on in the news and people complaining about January 6th individuals, and I'm happy they're getting out. And you hear, oh my gosh, they assaulted police, and oh my gosh, they all these people, it was so horrible, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of research, right? And that's when I kind of realized just how many. So I got on the DOJ like website thing, so they have here the Capitol breach cases, so they post like all the cases. The thing is like, you can't, it just says case number, the name. God, this is really bright. The case number, the name, the location of arrest. So, I mean, then they went home or something. That's where they got arrested. And then last entry updated. And that's it. So it's like you got to click on all of them. And then you got to start reading a bunch of, legal paperwork stuff. And I'm just like, oh, dude. And there's a lot of them. I don't know how many. Oh, I guess it's 1,248 right here. That helps. 1,248. I thought it was less than 100.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Now, I've heard stories of just straight up people that weren't even there getting arrested and all kinds of stuff. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. But I did, so I was kind of going through here, and I was like, dude, I'm not going to, I don't have the patience or the attention span to go through and look at all these, sadly. I wish I did, but I don't. So I just I clicked a couple, went a few pages, clicked a couple, went to the end, clicked a couple, just to get like a random whatever, right? So here's one dude. In the criminal complaint, so here's like the offenses. So entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds. Disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds. Disorderly conduct in the Capitol grounds or building. Parading, demonstrating, or picketing in the Capitol grounds or buildings. Obstruction of law enforcement during civil disorder. So out of all those, that one's like the worst one. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to another one. Did I click? Oh, is this a different one? I might have clicked on the wrong one for this one. What's this one? Okay. Oh, this one doesn't. Well, okay. So here we go. So, willingly and knowingly paraded, demonstrated, and picketed in the Capitol building. Okay, that's what his is. So he's been in jail for 4 years. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's see. Here's another one. I got my microphone. I need to move it. I'm like reading around my microphone. Again, knowingly remaining in a restricted area. Blah blah blah. It's all like the same. So I mean that's all they did. Some of them like broke a window. They did assault a police officer, maybe. Or I guess I did. But assault was like, you could spit on a police officer and that's assault. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. And I don't think you should be spitting on police officers or obstructing anything like that. That is wrong. And like I said, that's the worst thing on that individuals. Now, are there ones in there that probably did worse than that? Probably. But I mean, it's kind of crazy that I just randomly picked and they're all the same thing. But then it's like you have, 2 years ago or whatever it was, I don't even remember what it was for. Something with Hamas, or not 2 years. So when like Hamas and Israel and all things started, then you had people going to the Capitol and they were sitting down and protest. So they were doing the same thing, but nothing happens to them. You have people during 2020 and people are always like, oh my God. But dude, all over the country, cities burning and rioters and just like, it's just craziness, like apocalyptic, but nothing for them. In fact, there was like GoFundMe's and stuff to pay for to get bailed out, and they were never charged and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? This is the kind of crap that this is why Trump won, because people could see all this crap and all this crap going on. But then these individuals, because they're conservative, they spend 4 years in prison. Now, if it is true, because supposedly they were offered to be released if they signed a statement saying that they were told by President Trump to go there and do that. If that's true, then these people who refuse that should be heroes. And that is the whole reason that they were there. They were hoping they could get those people to help sign those statements to say, oh, look, he did this so he could get charged and Trump wouldn't be president. And this is the exact reason why Biden pre-pardoned, or whatever it's called, all the people from the Justice Department, because they knew that Trump was going to pardon all these guys and the truth was going to come out. And if he didn't pardon them, those individuals were going to be prosecuted and charged with, I don't even know. Like, that's, they're political prisoners. So then, okay. So this is kind of what brought this up for me to talk about. So I talked about my friend, and so I posted something on Facebook, and I don't even think it had anything to do with January 6th, but like it came up between him and someone else that's like a friend of mine that I was in the army with. And then, now it's funny, he's commenting on something right now as I say that. Which one is it? Oh, okay. He must have took a break from being on Facebook, because he wasn't saying anything. Now he's going all crazy. But, dang it, I gotta look for it again. Let's see. No, it's not that one. Dang it, give me a second. Let's see. Where's it at? Okay, here it is. So it's like some kind of. I wonder. Well, it doesn't matter what the post is because it's not pertaining particularly to January 6th or anything like that. But so it was something about, I don't know, just a different. I don't know. It was something just talking shit to about the liberal tards. So my friend, he posted, haha, nothing says disrespectful like the people that assaulted you while performing your duties as a federal law enforcement officer receiving a presidential pardon. See, that right there telling me that he all he does is watch like MSNBC, CNN, and all those retards. You know what I mean? And the thing is like so he's looking at it from his experience as a law enforcement, because he was civilian law enforcement before I met him working for the Army. And yeah, some people, did they assault the police officer, which is not cool. That's fine. But they did 4 years. 4 years. How many years do you think is right for assaulting a police officer? No physical damage, no nothing, no kicks to the head, no, the police officer, you know what I mean? Like 4 years. And then you have how much other bullshit going on in the country, and people are not charged, and it's for nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, how is it the same? How is it equal? So then I don't normally get into debates online because it's stupid to argue over your keyboard, I think. So then I said, like, hey, what's up? It's been a while. And that was it. And then, so a buddy of mine said the violent ones didn't get pardoned, but the ones who took over Seattle had funds raised by Kamala, and only one person died on January 6th. She was a protester, which is true. And then he's like, not true. 1,500 of them received pardons, even the ones that were on video assaulting officers and destroying property. Okay, they got released from jail, but they didn't receive a full pardon. There's still some of those individuals that did the assaults or did whatever still have that on their record. It's not like expunged. You know what I mean? So the ones that were just on the property doing nothing, they got pardoned, no crime committed. They're good. The other individuals were let out, but their criminal records are still intact accordingly for whatever they did, right? And he said also there are a few officers that were injured and required medical attention. Also, the 4 officers that took their own lives because they suffered from PTSD and depression from the assault on the Capitol. Someone needs to be held accountable for that. Okay, so if somebody unknowingly or unwillingly caused someone to have PTSD and then they ended up killing themselves, I think 4 years is enough. Because it's not like they were like, oh, I'm going to give this guy, I'm going to make him kill himself. You know what I mean? Like, that's retarded. Like, and it's like, it's crazy to me that this guy, like, everything he just said kind of just like, oh man, he's just watching the news. Watching one argument of the news, one side of the news, you know what I mean? I don't know. Bro, if you're listening to this, which I don't think he does, but he's got to realize who I'm talking about. I don't know. It'd be nice to like catch up, but not. I hate on messaging and talking. You know what I mean? Because you've seen that skit with was it Key and Peele, where the one dude's like, he's like, hey man, let's go hang out. He's like, sure, whatever. But he's like, yeah, man. But the way the text comes over is, but it's all, and he's like taking it the wrong way, and he's getting pissed off, like the guy, So it's like, and that happens a lot, so to argue, I mean, how many times have you said something in a comment, but then somebody's like starts attacking you, and you're like, dude, that's what I said, and I'm not, you know what I mean? So it just comes across depending on who's reading it or whatever. So it's really pointless to get in keyboard arguments. At least I, and I've done it, and I still do it occasionally, but I really try not to. Like I don't know how many times I've started doing a comment. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, okay. Well then let's just see about this, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, and I delete it. I'm like, this is stupid. So, but and so that's kind of what I do now. So, and I did that for this. So that's what kind of prompted this podcast. Was because I almost answered that exact thing that I read, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, because there's no point. There's like, I've already tried with him anyway. He likes to do that. He's kind of, I know he believes this stuff, but he also kind of embellishes it a little bit just to kind of be trolling in a sense. At least that's what I think. So a lot of times, if I post something that's all, pro-Trump, anti-liberal, whatever, this and that, and it doesn't really bother him or he doesn't care one way or the other, he'll still say something just to kind of be like, yeah, because that's how he is, So, and I've had a few, I'll post something, he'll say something, I'll respond, and then I don't ever hear anything again. You know what I mean? He just likes to say his piece, I guess. Maybe he's like, he doesn't want to get in a debate either, but it just seems like he'll say his whatever, and then you'll counteract it with whatever, but then nothing ever comes back. That's always and that's another reason why I don't get into keyboard arguments, because no one's ever like, oh, bro, yeah, you know what? You're right. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay, I see what you're saying. There's never any of that. It's either it just keeps going back and forth, and you're never going to get a resolution because you can't argue with stupid, you know what I mean? Or not so much stupid, but just ignorant. If somebody doesn't know what they're talking about, except for what they're told on TV or the news or whatever, and they're not willing to try and find out information on that, you're not going to change their mind. You're not going to do nothing. It's pointless. So, instead of fighting on a keyboard, I get my frustrations out on this microphone, I guess. But anyway, I don't know. That's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know what your thoughts are on the January 6th. I'm sure there's going to be some people like, they should all die. Whatever. But anybody that's like has any kind of common sense and a logical thinking, objective brain, let me know what you think, or if you have any other additional info for me. Because like I said, I don't know all the details of the individuals that's the thing too, is like, okay, so, you have the one guy, the one guard that was like the puppet, and he was describing everything. But then you have, there's video, there's tons and tons of evidence and video of the cops just letting them in. If it's such a crime to go into the Capitol, why were the cops moving the barricades and letting them in? Just answer me that. Is it one of those guys? I bet you it was probably one of those guys that got depressed and took their own life. Where was Hillary? That's what I want to know. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. God bless, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.